I'm Karen and welcome back to my channel. Today's video will not come as a surprise to anybody who's watched this channel for a while because I'll be talking about 5 reasons to read Truthwitch by Susan Dennard. Now, I was very lucky because Truthwitch is actually only out on the 14th of January here in the UK, but for some reason my local Waterstones had this beautiful copy already on the 4th of January. So I finished it and here are 5 reasons why I think you should read it. My first reason is the sprawling world building that Susan's done. There's 3 empires in this world, there's 7 kingdoms, there's seas, there's ships, there's just so much going on. All of these kingdoms and all of these empires have their own customs, they have their own rules, they have their own hierarchy, and the whole world is just so well thought out. Plus, Truthwitch is only the first book in a series and we get to see only a small part of all of the world, and basically I just want to find out more about the other parts of the world. Plus, look how beautiful this map is, and you can see my very, very unprofessional setup in this as well. Now, the world of Truthwitch was based on a fantasy version of Dubrovnik, which Susan thought up while she was traveling in Croatia, and you can just see the influences in the world, and I also feel like the different empires and the different kingdoms have their very own identity. They're very separate from each other, which just makes it so immersive and such a great world to kind of wander in as a reader. Secondly, this book has a fascinating elemental magic system. It has the basic elements of air, water, fire and earth, but it also has aether and void. Within the 6 elements, there are so many different kinds of witcheries, whether they're a tide witch who controls water and helps ships sail faster, or an air witch who can actually cut off somebody's air. There's so many different kinds of witcheries, and I feel like we've only breached the surface of the whole depth of the magic system. There's 2 witcheries I really want to mention in this video. The first one is thread witchery, which means that the person who's a thread witch can actually see the threads that bind people. It's about emotions, about the connections between people, and the main thread witch that we see in this book is Isolde, who is one of the 2 main characters of this book, and the second one is our truth witch, and her name is Sophia. Sophia and Isolde are what we call thread sisters, which means that they are best friends and they would do anything for each other. And this brings me to the 3rd reason you should read this book, and that is because at the very core of this story is a fabulous, amazing, hardcore female friendship. There's so few books that have 2 really main characters, so rather than it being one hero trying to discover their powers and trying to save the world, we have these 2 amazing kick-ass girls who are best friends, who would do anything for one another and who are trying to find their way in this world. And it is amazing. I mean, I had to think of my best friend Julie every single second of any scenes that Isolde and Sophia had together. It just made me smile so much, and they're just so great. They would do anything for each other, but they're not afraid to speak their mind to each other either, and it's just so well balanced, and it makes for such a very heartfelt core of this book. And that's one of the things that I'm so looking forward to seeing more of in the next books in this series. Sophia and Isolde are BFFs forever. And also the fact that this friendship in the book is actually inspired by Susan's real life best friend friendship. Is that even a thing? I don't know. But it's based on the friendship of Susan and Sarah J Maas, and it just makes me smile. It just makes me very happy. So that is definitely one of the big selling points for this book, in my opinion. My 4th reason that you should all be reading this book is the swoon-worthy boys. I know, it's based on a friendship, but there are really, really awesome male characters in this as well. There's actually 4 different POVs, so Sophia and Isolde are 2 of those, and then the other 2 are the 2 boys, and they are Merrick, who's Prince of Nebrevna, and Adrian, who's actually a very mysterious character. He's a Karaman monk, and he's a blood witch, which I think is one of the more fascinating witcheries, because he can smell somebody's blood and he can control somebody's blood, and because Sophia's truth witchery is so rare, he starts to track her, but not all is as it seems. And us from the street team, we've kind of started calling him Baduin because he is actually rather adorable. He would never admit it, but he is. Trust me, he really is. And my 5th and final reason why you all should be reading Truthwitch is Susan herself. Not only is she amazingly courageous and kind and open online, you can find her on her Twitter, she's just so lovely. But she also has a great newsletter, which is called Misfits and Daydreamers, in which she not only gives great writing advice, but she also talks about things for her fans, and she often has guest posts in the newsletter as well from other authors. So that's really cool. And on top of all of that awesomeness, she has 10 days of Truthwitch going on right now. We're about halfway through, so it is running until the 14th of January, which is when Truthwitch comes out in the UK, and we'll have another clan chat on Twitter as well, and you can always win cool goodies like this awesome map that I got. So do check it out. I'll have all the information and any links to Susan's books and Susan's website and her Twitter down below, and just, yeah, get the book and start reading, like right now. Do it. Just do it. Just do it, okay? Just do yourself a favor and just read it. I mean it. Look at that spine. Boom.